Hi everyone, welcome to my channel today. My little card here has been a bit bent. Thanks for joining me today. If it's your first time watching, love you to subscribe. I hope you enjoy what I have to show you today. Just a couple of things before we start this little handbag card. It's easy to do. I'll just mention a couple of things. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. In there you'll find lots of photos that I have made of cards and from my workshops and classes that I do here. There's no tutorials in that group. I do have a large Facebook group where you can request to join. It's called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. In there, in the files tab in there, there's all the tutorials for these cards as well as lots of others. I do a live video on a Saturday morning where the tutorials go into that files tab as well. And in the featured tab in that group, I store the live videos and any other important notices that I have to put up through the weeks. If you're watching today for the first time, my YouTube channel is called Creative Gems. And if you've watched before and you've commented, thanks for commenting and welcome to my channel. I shall put that aside and we shall get started. I think I am all organised as usual. These are the cards I'm doing. Well, it's one of these. This one here was a bit of an oops, but it turned out okay anyway. This one was made by my friend to start with, so that's where I got the idea from, and it opens up like so. So it's still a card, but it just comes out in the shape of a little handbag like so. Then I did this one, which all I did was I put the top panel here around the other way, so we ended up with a smaller panel on up here. But then I was talking to her later. I don't know how that got all bent. I was talking to her later, and you could put a little calendar on the front of this. I did buy some calendars for some projects that I'm going to do, but you could pop a little calendar on the front of that, and you could also pop a thin, not a really thick post-it note inside if you wanted to use it for a little desk calendar or a little post-it note holder in there. You could just leave your pen on the side of the desk. So that would be a good idea for that one. I think your post-it note would, or your calendar would also fit on this size one as well. Excuse me. This is the one I did last because I want to resurrect what I did wrong here and made sure I knew what I was doing. I just had to turn the top cardstock around the other way. So that's what we're doing today. You will need... just going to clean that off a little bit. I'll do it in a minute. Got some marks all over that, which I forgot to clean. While I'm talking, I shall get myself a wipe. You will need a couple of magnets for this to hold the closure shut. You could probably use Velcro's dots. They would probably make it a bit bulky. Excuse me for cleaning while I'm talking, but I usually clean before I start and I forgot. So we shall get into... I don't like working on a not so clean desk. So this is our measurements for today as I usually type them up for you. And I shall go through the pieces with you. I've just got them all sitting at the side here. So my base it measures 11 1/4 by 4 1/8. That's that one there, and I'll show you the scoring on that one in a minute. And then my base extension, what I call a base extension, is this piece here. Same colour, 4 1/8 by 4 inches. And the two 4 1/8 sides will line up together. And we'll score that one as well. And then my mats, which are the outside ones, I've got those in Cherry Cobbler. We'll just get all this. I could put this in a bit better order. Inside and outside top. We'll go from this one here. So we've got this one down here and this one here and the vanilla. Oh, these might be the narrower ones. Yes, they're the narrower ones. There's two of those. So inside and outside top, that's the vanilla in there. and they're these smaller ones. There's 2 of those. I've done those in cherry cobbler. They're 3 7/8 by 2 1/4. That's 2 of those. One I've did I emboss one? No, I haven't embossed one. We'll work that out. Oh no, they're the mats, sorry. No, don't know why I put embossed on that, because I'm putting paper on that. Oh, you could emboss one. I'll show you. This one here I've embossed, but the one I'm doing today, I haven't embossed. I've got DSP on it, I think. I will work that in a minute. I know what I'm doing. It sounds like I'm not. The centre and lower ones, that's those. That's 4 of those. We've done those. One of these is embossed. So I've got 3, the plain ones there, and 1 embossed. I've embossed it with this Painted Trees embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. That's that one there. They are 3 7/8 by 4 inches. That's those 4 there. And then we have smaller mats in the centre. These ones here. They will go into these ones, which this one here I've put DSP. But as you'll see on this one, I've embossed those 2 in there. So you can either use DSP or emboss them. It's up to you. They're 3 7/8 by 1 1/8 on that one. That's those 2 there. I've embossed them with the same embossing folder. The DSP on the inside is 3 5/8 by 2, which is one of these, 3 5/8 by 2, which will be this one here. That's going on the inside at the top. That's that one there. And where was I up to? 1 of DSP, and the lower front and back. There's 2 of those. There's 3 5/8 by 3 3/4. That's those 2 there. Basic white mat, which I've already decorated. I've stamped it and done some little detail on it, which this one is from this set here. It's Sentimental Wishes. I love this set. I've used it a lot now. I love the Merry Christmas, and all the greetings on this are really appropriate for Christmas cards. And I die cut the little bow from the paper that I used on the DSP, and then I've just die cut these couple with there's a die in there. There's only 5 dies in the set, but it's that one there. There's a couple of them cut out the paper as well. So that's that one, the white one. And my handles, that's these 2 here. I've die cut them. I've used the, oops, there goes some decorations on the floor. Just get those. I've used the decal circles. So I've used the 2, well, they're not the largest ones. Just make sure they're not overly sized, because it'll look out of place if you do them too big. I've missed the one in the middle there, and then I've used the next one down. So that gives you a handle like so. You could use any circle dies. They don't have to be the deckled ones. Even a square one would work with that, or a rectangle. So that's those 2. If you start off with 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, that will fit the circles on it. So that's those 2. And then some scrap white for your decorations. I've got all my decorations there. I'll show you those when we get to them. That one there is for my decoration as well. I used that to cut the white, but I also went back and used that one to cut the outside mat as well. So you've got the same size as one of the handle ones. That's that. And I've got some other decorations there as well. Excuse my little bit of a croaky voice this morning. We've done those, and we've done that. And then a pair of 2 pair. So you've got the 2 negative and positive that go together. They're anywhere between 8 and 10 millimetre, but make sure they're only 1 millimetre thick. If you get them too thick, you'll see with these, I'll show you on this one, you can't even tell that they're there. Where am I? Up there, and up there. They're underneath here, and because they're only 1 mil thick, they're down there. You can't even tell that they're even under there. So try and get 1 millimetre thick, but anywhere between, well, even 6 mil diameter. I find the bigger you can get, the better. You've got plenty of space here to put them under. So they're 8 to 10 mil in diameter and 1 millimetre thick. So that's that. And that's all the pieces you'll need. So we'll get started. And I'll need my trimmer, which is here. And you'll need your base piece first. And I'll just get my scoring measurements so I get it right. So this is your main base piece. And you're going to score it at 4 1/4, which is there. 5 5/8 over there. This is the 3 centre pieces, and 7 inches, which is over there. I'll just double check that, make sure it's right. And when you fold it, it will go folded up this, yes, this way into a, we'll do this first. I'll need that trimmer again in a minute. I'll need my bone folder. So I'm folding it in half, as you would a normal card, on that centre fold. And then this front one will come backwards into a mountain, so that the centre one is a valley fold. And then a mountain fold there, and a mountain fold there. And that gives you the shape of your main part of your card with the little mountain peak in the centre. So that's that one. And then this piece, make sure, because it looks almost square, but you've got to make sure that you're scoring it on the short side at 1 1/2. So I'll just double check my measurement here. It's 4 1/8 that way, and 4 inches that way. So with the short side at the top, I'm scoring it at 1 1/2 inches, which is there. Make sure your short side is at the top, because you want the long side to line up with your other base piece. And that's all the scoring you'll need to do. And we'll burnish that. See, now that's the difference between this one and this one. So when you put this on, if you put it this way, you've got your smaller panel at the top. If you go the other way, you'll have the larger panel at the top. So I'm going to do the larger one today, and it will attach to the back of this, and you can attach that first. So your 4 1/8 measurement went across. That's why you scored it on this short side, to give you the 1 1/2 inch measurement there. So I'll get some glue, some liquid glue. Just take the little knobby bit off the top of that. And I'm going to glue onto the short piece. Put the glue on the short piece. And it will just go at the back of. I'm not putting too much glue. I don't normally put a lot of glue. It's not coming out too bad. Line that up just underneath that score line. You don't want it on the score line. You want to make sure your sides are nice and even. Just give it a push across, and that will come down like so. And now we're going to do the magnets first before we do anything else. So that's the base of your card, and that will sit like so. All easy to do. Now my magnets, I've got these here. We need 2 pair, and these are quite strong. You don't want overly strong. If you just get the standard size magnets, they'll be fine. I'm going to put them separate. I've got 2 pair there, and I'm going to put I find the easiest way when I get my glue dots, which I thought I got them. Yes, here they are. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on each one. There was a lady in my large group this morning asked about what to attach glue dots with when you're making a card, and a lot of people suggested normal glue. I have never ever used standard glue. I've always used glue dots, and I also just stick them on one side of that to start with, You can do both. I'm going to do it today, put a piece of tear and tape across the top of it as well. That secures it even more. But I've never had a problem just using the glue dots. Are really strong. Glue dots are good for ribbon, when you're doing ribbon. So what I'm going to do, I want them sort of in the middle of this section up here. I don't want them too close to the edge because you want to be able to go around it and stick your DSP down. So I'm going to pretty much put them in the center. Just judge there because you know they're going to go down. Just stick one there and one over the other side, pretty much level. You won't see them, so if they're a little bit out, it's no big deal. And then I'm going to put a couple more glue dots on the other side, on there. If you do all of these before you put your paper down and your mats down, then you won't have a problem. Someone outside is yelling up, yelling out. So I'm closing that down and securing that like so, and then lift that back up, and that's where they're going to sit. Now you can get some tear and tape and put across, and my tear and tape tub over here, and I'm just going to put a strip across each one just to secure it a little bit more. Just cut that off. Just helps secure them inside underneath. I don't think they're going to move anyway. It's always nice to be sure before you put it together. If you do Velcro's dots, I've got some really thin ones there. You'd need them fairly thin. I'm not sure. My friend bought them for me, and I'm not sure where she got them, but they're really, really super thin. I'll see if I can find them. They're up here in front of me. It's these ones here. You could use these, but they would go, you would see them on the outside. You can, I'm not sure if you can see how thin they are. And those there, that's the other side of them. Really, really thin. I don't know if I've still got the label. Yes, I have. I'll tell you that they were these ones, 3/8 of an inch or 0.9 of a centimetre. That would be the diameter, I think. Doesn't say what thickness they are. That could be the thickness. They're just low profile, it says. Low, clear, thin, low profile. And they're clear, these ones, so maybe that's the ones to get. I'm not sure where she got them, but they're super thin. So we shall push all those down and take the backs off these. And we can then put the mats and the DS. I'll just put that up there for a sec because I'd like to put the mats on in some sort of order. We'll do this one. I know 2 of these will have this on. You need to make sure you get these the right way as well. Make sure if you're cutting, when you're cutting your DSP, that it's in the correct direction. So it will be portrait on the 4 1/8 will go across this way. Actually, it's 4 inches, I think, now, because it's a mat that's going on it. So I've got those 2, and I've got my white one. There we are. And we've got that one. I'll just lay them all out to start with. I know we can put these, I will do those last now that we've got the backs off those others. And then we have this one, which is going, not sure where I'm going to put it. I think I went from this first one of Annette's, yes, down the bottom here. So that one will go on the underside. We'll do that one last. I'll just pop that in there. This one here will be inside as well. I'll put these 2 together to start with. Seems like I'm all over the place, but I don't want to stick anything in until I know exactly where it's going. If you lay them all out like that. And you can put your main piece onto your mat. My favourite red is cherry cobbler. I don't do a lot in real red unless it's in the paper. I think the paper of this one, it said melon mambo or one of the other colours, but it went okay with cherry cobbler. So this one here, I think one of these should have been embossed, but we might just leave it plain. So I'll put one of those on. That one there. Actually, I might put this front one on. That will cover those. We'll have to do this one first. Put this one together. You can emboss any of them, whatever you choose where you want to emboss. You can have paper on all of them, DSP on all of them if you don't want to emboss. That one there. Now I'll put this one on here. I'm going to use liquid glue again, and it will stick down nicely over the top of the magnets, seeing it's got that tear and tape on it. And because they're nice and thin, you won't see the thickness of them. So this one's going on here. I wouldn't suggest that you emboss this front one because over the top of the magnets it might not be as good. And then I know this one, that one there, this one I'm going to put inside. So the front one here will be embossed, which is the one I haven't done, but I might run it through the embossing folder while I'm here. I've got it all set up over there. Actually, it's out the back, but I'll duck off for a minute. I've got a workshop tomorrow, that's why it's all set up out the back. This one's going on the inside, so we'll get those covered. You can mix and match whichever way you want to do your patterns. Just make sure it's secured nicely around those magnets so they're not going to come up, and you'll hear it click when it's shut. So that sits nicely like that. Then we can put, that's my white panel. This one is going here, which we need up the correct way, which is that one there. Quite a bit of glue on the embossed one so it does stick through the embossing. So that one will be on there. Yes, that's correct. Doubted myself for a minute, just straighten that up a little bit. This other one's going on the back. This one will go in here. Once you cut all your pieces, lay them all out where you want to put them, and then start gluing them in. That one's definitely in there. That's your writing panel. I'll show you. I think I've got them handy. Yes, I have. I've got the little they're little calendars there that I purchased just off eBay. I'll show you those that you could possibly put on the front if you wish. There's lots of possibilities for this. These two little ones are going in the centre. The embossing is sort of all over the place with those because I just picked up from the folder where the best part was. So it doesn't matter which way they go. It's a nice little background for it. This one here, it does show the trees through the folder or from the folder. And that one's going on there. going to have a look. So I don't really want that pattern at the top here. So I'm going to go and emboss this. This one, we can put this one on the back. I'll just be away for a few minutes. I've got it all set up out the back, so it won't take me long. If you don't mind waiting a few seconds, you can have a chat amongst yourselves. I do record my videos, so just for convenience, because I have lots to do with my big group. I've got over 20,000 members in the group, and by the time I do my live videos and all my PDFs and stuff, I don't get a lot of spare time. So I'm just going to make sure this one's up the right way. So I record my YouTube videos and upload them I go up. They're posted up at 9 AM on a Monday morning, so it's a regular video if you wish to watch. That one's going on there. Oh, I know what I didn't do, which we can do now, but before we put this one on. Before you put that back one on, I knew I did it last for a reason. We want to put our handles on. So all I'm going to do is pop these two together first. I'm glad I thought of that before it took hold too quickly. So just put some glue around in these. They just both go together. I didn't put them one either side of the front and back either. They just go in under the back panel. Nothing too major to do. Just make sure they're the right way around. That's way. So just adhere. I did two. You could do one, but it neatens it off because you've got the way it's cut showing on the outside, and also it gives it a little bit more strength if you've got two together. It's nice and sturdy. And then I'm just going to, actually I can just put some more glue on there. One of them I put it on the handles and I went a bit high and it was showing at the back. So we'll put the glue on there, and that's just centered about halfway onto the, halfway that way and halfway this way. We'll glue those down, and then we can put the back on. It will need more glue. It's gone dried up a little bit. Make sure it's up the right way, and then we'll pop that over the top of the handles like so. Oh, maybe it's not embossed at the top because I've got some of my decorations here. I'll just have a look before I start. I can't remember how I decided to cut it. If I put that and that, and these were going on here, part might not need, I can't remember whether I was going this way or the other way. I know I did some extras, so I'll do that and that. I don't think I will emboss it, I'll just leave it plain. Got those. That will do. I did do another bow, but I can't think whether I was going to use it or not. We'll leave that off for now. So I won't bother embossing that. It doesn't really need it. I'll stick these two down. You could emboss underneath, but save me heading off out the back. We shall do it this way. I've registered for on stage. We've got, for those of you who are demonstrators, on stage is in Brisbane this year, not this year, next year, in March next year. I've already registered, so looking forward to that. Got a few ladies from my team. Oh, that's what I can do. I've got that, and I'm going to put that there. Why not? We've already cut it. So yes, it's in March next year. Thoroughly recommend it if you're a demonstrator. You have to be a demonstrator to go. Even if you're only a hobby demo, you're still eligible to go. It's quite expensive, but it's worth it. I tell you, you get your money, but money's worth out of what you get out of the event. All the products you get, and your backpack swag thing, whatever it is. You get that on arrival with all your registration stuff in, and they have prize patrols where you can win products as well out of the new. You get a copy of the new annual catalogue, which is coming out for next year. You get a product purchase premiere, which is you're eligible to order before anybody else if you attend, and then they open it up to other people later on. I'll just get some dimensionals. Got a big one here. I'll put this up on dimensionals. Yes, so if you've got the chance to, I know there's one in the United States, and I think the other one might be in Europe, but I know in the South Pacific, wherever you live, which includes Australia, New Zealand. Ours is in Brisbane. Last year I went to Melbourne, had a ball down there, and it was so nice to hear that it was going to be here this year, no, or next year. So it was March this year we went to Melbourne. So that is my card. I'll put some embellishments on it later. I didn't get any out. I'll just find some nice ones. But it does say stay nicely shut. So it's not, keeps opening up. But there, it clicked then. You can hear it click shut. So that's my little handbag card. Hope you like that. Easy as to do. It's mostly decorations. And now I've got 4. I'll have to find someone. I'll show you the little... Where are they? Oh, here they are. This is the one I've opened. I got these off eBay, and they got a nice little detail around the edge. So they will fit in there, even if you do the wider top. But if you want to swap the top around, like I showed you before, they will definitely fit in there. So you could use it as a little calendar. That would be so cute sitting. That's what I'm going to do for my ladies for Christmas. Is one of these. These are a pack of 10 for just a couple of dollars. Easy as to buy. 10 in the pack. So well worth it. But I will do the smaller one for those so we can fit the calendar in down the bottom. But if you've got a thin post-it note, you could put the post-it note in here. It would make it a little bit bulky, but it would still sit up because that opens up like that, so it would fit in there. You could do a half. Here's a pink one here. We'll have a look and see if it works. I wouldn't. Maybe you could stick it in. If we go like so, it would still sit up. So you could stick it in there with your post-it note. I would suggest doing a half one. That's a half one there, or less than half, and just put it in there and use it for a little thing to sit on your desk. Such a great idea, and they do sit up nicely. That's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall catch you all again next Monday at 9 AM. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.